There will be a lot of attention on this race, not just here in the Commonwealth of Virginia, but across the nation.
I want you to take a look at what's going on behind us, because one look and you will see that the pedestal out here, it is now totally empty.
The governor said that the people of Missouri deserve a straight up or down vote on this bill. No delay, no compromise. But that's exactly what Democrats were doing today, stalling for more than 5 hours so that there was no debate, discussion, or vote on House Bill 126.
The Crown Plaza gas station is back open for business with people coming in and out, but this is where everything kicked off overnight.
The display is about more than just laughs and smiles, also some sound medical advice out here from an impressively drawn Dr. Anthony Fauci. Wash your hands and don't touch your face. Yeah, Mike, Senator Hawley has an office inside of the federal courthouse behind us. There were more than 100 or about 100 people out here earlier. Things are a lot quieter now, but the calls for his resignation do continue.
Senator Hawley incited a domestic terrorist attack on our nation's capital last week, and for this reason, he needs to resign. His irresponsible behavior caused the deaths of 6 individuals. For this reason, he needs to resign. There is blood on his hands because of the loss of life. For this reason, he needs to resign.
This protest, organized by a labor union, is calling for the resignation of Josh Hawley, saying the junior senator has blood on his hands. The crowd brought signs and speakers before taking to the street. They circled the federal court that houses Hawley's office in downtown St. Louis 6 times, one round for each of the people who have died following that chaos. Sharon Menzel says she participated in this protest because its caravan allowed her to keep her distance.
With enough pressure, I think that people really can make changes.
The event was organized by the American Federation of Government Employees, a union that represents government workers like the people in the Capitol 1 week ago.
I never thought in a million years that we would see the treason that we saw in D.C. When he raised his fist to the protesters, to the treasonous protesters in D.C., he was giving them the okay to go ahead and storm the Capitol, in my opinion.
Corey Sanford says he watched the riots unfold and was shocked to see Hawley then stick with his vote to object that night. Sanford says if Hawley doesn't resign, then Sanford will use his voting power too.
If we can't get him now, we'll get him during election time.
5 on Your Side has reached out to Senator Hawley's office trying to find a time to speak with the senator. We have not heard back right now. Hawley has so far said that he will not be stepping down. In St. Louis, Sara Machi, 5 on Your Side. A classic car show is set up outside the Fainting Goat restaurant in Breeze. One-way owners are steering new customers their way. But another recent visitor brought something else. Apologies and a ticket.
You know, they were forced to be there and they were just doing their job.
Ashley Dreemeyer says an Illinois state trooper and 2 health officials stopped by her restaurant last week, citing her for not wearing a mask and operating an indoor dining room. At the start of the month, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker told Region 4 restaurant owners they would need to stop all indoor food sales due to high transmission rates. But Dreemeyer says she just could not afford to follow that rule.
Everyone in this area has their doors open right now. They can't afford to close down. I'm just the one that's brave enough to speak up.
Ashley says she's not alone in keeping her dining room open. She says hundreds of other businesses are doing it, but she only knows of 2 that have been cited, and she thinks that's because she's been so outspoken on this issue.
That ticket is not worth the paper it's written on. Legally, I think it's completely unenforceable.
Attorney Thomas DeVore says he has 2 clients now dealing with citations. He believes they wouldn't hold up in court if they even got there. Instead, he believes that this is a pressure tactic from the governor's office.
It was a publicity stunt is all it was, ma'am. Pure publicity stunt.
As for Dreemeyer, she continues sales inside and on her patio, and she says community support has driven business to the highest levels yet. In Breeze, Sara Machi, 5 on Your Side.
We just talked to a police officer who's actually patrolling around Soldiers Memorial tonight, and here is why. Check out this red spray paint not coming off. They say that somebody either last night or this morning left the messages on 2 sides of this building, and now police are investigating, trying to figure out who did it.
Dozens turned out this weekend in downtown St. Louis for a protest against escalating tensions in the Middle East. Their signs read, "No more endless war, no war for Israel, no war with Iran." But that crowd dispersed, taking their signs with them.
And sometime between them leaving Saturday afternoon and Sunday morning, someone else left a more permanent message just blocks away at Soldiers Memorial. In red paint, the words "No War" with what looks like a hammer and sickle repeated on the north and east sides of the building.
It's not exactly street art.
Dana Sandor and Richard Rohn are visiting from Kansas City, and they say this sends a message, a side of St. Louis that they didn't expect to see.
It's pretty kind of disgraceful. Yeah.
Kind of sad and random. I don't know why they have to do that.
And this veteran walked by shaking his head over what he called misplaced anger. We reached out to the Missouri Historical Society about the vandalism and got this statement. "We are saddened that anyone would deface a memorial to those who have made the supreme sacrifice for their country." They add they're working with police, turning over surveillance video for the investigation. The message will remain here Sunday night, though many question the method.
There's got to be something productive they can do with it. This doesn't solve anything. If anything, it just makes them look foolish, and nobody's going to take the message seriously. Maybe there is something valuable they could bring to the table, but you'll never know when, you mess up the joint.